Hello, everybody. Here we go. It's the National Series, back again on these beautiful Wednesdays, so we can enjoy some great competitive Clash Royale action. And no, we went back to them. Hi, I'm Rich Slayton. I just realized my lights aren't on. And I am excited, just as you must be, for some more action in the National Series today. That's actually the wrong group that's listed down there at the bottom, but I will go ahead and get that group changed in just a moment. But we are in Group A action, I believe is the group that we're in. SKC with their absolutely stacked roster up against Team Bravus, and then Chivas Esports against Omega Esports. After that one, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Of course, we are co-streaming on both Twitch and on YouTube. I see Lord It up on the Twitch side, watching YouTube on my smart TV and Twitch on my mobile. Let's get it. That's beautiful. You're a wonderful supporter, and we, of course, have some wonderful matches for y'all today. Let's take a look at the standings here in Group A through those 2 weeks, and no big surprises here. The unbelievably stacked roster of SKC in the lead overall for this event. Omega Esports right behind based on differential, or that might actually be based on head-to-head because they have the exact same numbers as the third-place team here does in Chivas Esports. And then Team Bravus currently 0-2 overall, rounding out the competition. So hopefully for them, they can get themselves back into it. But, of course, they have some very, very difficult work to do as they're going to be up against the leaders in SKC later today in the second match of our Wednesday stream. Let me go take a look at some of your chat here for a second. The King is back. Is that me? Is that you? Who's the King? I'll go with the King. Smoke saying, hey, Rich, how are you? Oh, there's a crown. I guess I'm the King now, too. Juan Pena, good to see you as well. And is Mo here today? As far as I know, Mo is not going to be in the lineup today. I believe the lineup for SKC today is going to be Lucas, Ruben, Adriel, and Vitor. And then Team Bravus lost Antonio, Agony King, and Ligon. The Chivas Esports lineup, though, for our first match of the day, Darklight, Betfis, Ardentoas, and Pompeo. And then on Omega Esports, Andre 2718, Alex, Droxbell, or Droxbeal, and Legolas. And interesting, Legolas is the guy who's going to be on the bench for at least the beginning of that matchup. So either way, we're going to have some fun Clash Royale to watch when we do get to it. Let me take a look at the Twitch chat there. Hi, Rich. We did see a little Vamos Chivas coming out there as well a little bit earlier. And again, we're still in the group stage, still plenty of Clash Royale to be played, but as we move through the month of March and into April, we're going to start getting closer and closer to having our playoffs and narrowing down our focus to the biggest teams in this competition. Of course, this competition is happening all week. I just feature Wednesday matches here on the channel. I know that they're happening daily in all other languages. They're trying to find an English streamer for the other days, so you can, if you want to watch in English, you can watch all the rest of the action every single week. But I only have the time to be here for Wednesday, and I hope that you guys get to enjoy hanging out and doing this really cool, very different competition here on Wednesdays. Illogical saying, hey, Rich, God bless your baby to have a great daddy like you, and what name have you decided? Thank you very much. Very happy to have a wonderful, happy, healthy baby, whose name I will keep private, just the same way as I kept baby boy Slayton's name private. Slayton Baby 2, Slayton Jr., Slayton 2, whatever we're going to call him. We'll have to figure that out. I'll also just keep that to myself. Keep the kids off the internet as long as you humanly possibly can. Let's see, Berga saying, Lucas, let's go, as part of our first match. And our first match is going to start here in about 3 minutes. So we will see we'll see what happens when we get going. The lineups for the first round in our 3v3 BO1 draft duels. Meaning, I don't know why the word draft is in there, but the 3v3 duels, where you're playing a normal duel mode match, but each game is played by a different pair of players. So game number 1 is going to be Darklight versus Andre. Game number 2 is going to be Betfis versus Droxbeal, or versus Alex. And then game number 3 is going to be Ardentoas against, looks like Droxspiel. There we go. So Darklight versus Andre, Betfist versus Alex, and then Arden versus Droxspiel will be our opening matchups for the day. And, of course, that's going to be our my cord is all over the place. Our 3v3 dual mode matchup, and then we'll get into the rest of what we've going on, King of the Hill, et cetera, as we make our way through the matches. And Darklight getting his request up here for the first one. Big thanks to all of y'all for being here. I know this is a little bit different from our big weekend events, but it's really nice able to feature a mixture of some top-tier pros that you know, like Lucas in the mix, and then also some guys who maybe you don't see as much in competitive play that I know some of you are fans of, some of you are not fans of, or don't know about yet. So, yeah, we'll get a chance to see all these guys in the mix. I see someone saying Arden used to be good. I mean, he just made World Finals, you know what I mean? That's kind of harsh to say used to already. But we'll find out how good he is right now because we're about to get into our first match of the day. Let's go. Top of your screen, Andre, Darklight at the bottom. And let me just go ahead. I realize that my placement of my iPad overlay for pacing is a little bit off, so let me go ahead and just adjust that position here, and that will look a whole lot cleaner. I'm using the feed from the studio to get all the overlay graphics, but then using my iPad to give you guys the gameplay, just for a little crisper gameplay experience for those of you viewing at home. And Mortar Miner Bird for Darklight. Andre looking like GY, and there you go. And this is just really most likely a wonderful matchup situation for Darklight. Arrows not there in time. So interesting, Andre. The arrows do change things a little bit. We'll see if it's if it ends up being the difference to stop these archers from wreaking havoc on Andre's offensive attempts. Marky saying Archer's broken v Graveyard, and that's why you're seeing arrows in Graveyard decks right now. And shout out to GameSaver over on Twitch, who's watched 3 consecutive streams this month. So big question will be, how does Andre get a successful tank across the bridge here, while also contending with both poison and arrows? And the answer is it's going to be real difficult for him to make all those things happen at once. And Bird does take care of the Mega Minion. Archer's going right in front of the King Tower. There's a placement for it, but notice that Darklight, recognizing that that was coming in, playing the log to clean up, still eats a lot of damage here. And that's really interesting, right? You see the arrows coming in, taking care of the archers as they're played, kind of in a high and an easier position to clear with a decent arrows placement. The Tombstone going to actually be kind of a factor, an important factor for Andre here, is he really wants to clog up the lane in front of that giant skeleton when the Mighty Miner's in play. The Mighty Miner, of course, right now not in play at all for this one. And now doubling down. The Skeleton King behind the giant skeleton. Miner's going to get ruined. Darklight getting a little bit low on Elixir here. Able to defend, but look at this. Andre just keeps the pace up and not back to... There we go. Mighty Miner finally comes back out. Graveyard in. This time forces out poison. And while I think Darklight probably has this locked down, this is what Andre wants to do. Andre wants to force out poisons to be defensive only. No offensive poisons. Try to catch some miners. Ends up taking just a little bit there. Skeleton King doing its job. Just don't give up a Mortar Lock and catch the miners. Force poisons defensively. Those are the 3 things that Andre wants to have happen here. And this is still pretty close for going into triple Elixir between these two. Poison comes out high to deal with both the Graveyard and the Skeleton King, but look at the damage that gets in anyway. Fireball plus some skeleton shots, and just like that, Andre has made this very close, less than 100 HP between these two players as we go into triple elixir. And now the archers get involved. They get involved very high up, split, a little bit of support on the right-hand side behind the Mighty Miner, and now working on the tombstone. That Miner just gets completely shoved off the tower by the giant Skeleton King combination. That was a lot right there, though. That was way more damage with that great connection from the mortar, and that might have just secured the game for Darklight. The mortar connection might be the game changer. Fireball on defense, trying to find a way maybe to break through with the giant skeleton. Could the giant skeleton get there? The miner, no! The poison stops it in time. GG, well played. And that was a fun game one for us to have in this one. Let me tell you, I certainly had a blast. Hope you guys did too. And let me go ahead and see. I can probably try to get the replay up here on that one. Let's go ahead and, oh, I don't want that. Let me go ahead and clear this. Let's go here. Boom. Let me go ahead and load up the video for that. You guys can, here we go. Boom. Boom. Let's go ahead and take a look at the replay for those final moments. Let me back it up just a little bit. I think I missed the mortar, how the mortar connected. And yeah, the mortar gets the extra splash from the connection with the giant skeleton. And it does it again, too. So it's the giant skeleton getting pulled back by the miner that ends up being a huge problem. This miner does just enough to put it into poison range. And you can see the poison comes down. Arrows trying to clear. Just can't quite get there in time. And that's going to be the end for that one. So there you go, taking a look at the data post-game between these two decks. You can see not a precise matchup, only 7 of 8 cards match on one of the two sides. Probably the bird might be the biggest discrepancy between these two. Let's go ahead and jump into game number 2 here. Betfus versus Mini Alex. And keep in mind that this is a variation of duel mode. So what that tells us, or what that means for us, is that we cannot have any repeat cards within the match overall. How do I get to... Give me 1 second here, folks, as I just try to get myself into the clan. I guess Lucas isn't in the clan yet. Let me go find someone who is in the clan. There we go. You're in the clan. That way I can have all the match data come up in time. And looking like Betfus may be going the same direction as we just saw, going Hunter instead of maybe the Mega Minion, potentially. Or maybe going Fireball out, Snowball in, so probably Hunter for Mega Minion, Fish Boy now in there for Betfus. We'll go ahead and still adjust a couple of placements here. I cannot provide the friend links to answer that question. RG did it down to the left-hand side. Hunter not in cycle. There you go, does get down. Fish Boy way out of cycle. So Hunter will give up 2 shots, even when paired with the Skeleton King. 7 Elixir, the bird does get onto the Skeleton King. Log to clear skeletons, and Alex so far showing a good game here. H asking, do I leave the VODs up for the tournament? Yes, I do, but they are not. They're unlisted. They're on the playlist for live streams. You can find all of them there. So now Mighty Miner and Monk both have been used by Omega. And on the... Oh, never mind. This is all backwards. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, Mighty Miner and Skeleton King now used by Chivas. Monk and Skeleton King so far used by Omega. We'll get into that, of course, here more if Alex does pull out the win against Betfus. Arrows do get the archers one more time, and that's a lot of damage on the tower from that graveyard. That's a ton of damage from that graveyard. Betfus in great position now, has roared back into this one. And is that Skeleton King hit? And it does. Just bad to worse for Team Omega here against Chivas. And that's going to be an easy 2-0 for Chivas Esports. Very easy 2-0. Somewhat close there at the end of game number 1, but game number 2, not close at all. Got it done easily. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the post-game stats on this one. So this one you can see matchup based on a very small sample size, according to Royale API, leaning towards the Royal Giant deck, but you look at that deck and you go, well, how do you deal with the Graveyard, Arrows, and Snowball? Fairly difficult. And DC the Boss coming in. What a nice Wednesday treat of a Richie Slayton stream. Thank you very much. Second set is going to be King of the Hill, coming up here in just a couple of moments. When are the new season updates coming? I don't know. Why don't I recognize any of these players? Well, this team isn't as famous. These are not as famous of teams as we've had in some other competitions, but of course, you will recognize a couple of the players today, especially when we see SKC. If you get deep into competitive Clash, you should know some of them, of course, like Arden Toas has several recent finishes, including a World Finals appearance here just a little while ago. So, yeah, there are some players who you might know who are a little bit smaller in the professional scene, some semi-pros who you might recognize, and then, of course, once we get into our second matchup, you're going to see some bigger names overall in this one. But, you talk about Chivas Esports, you have Darklight. Betfus is a guy you probably should know who's been looking like he's moving the right direction in competitive Clash Royale. DC the Boss saying completed pretty well at the AMG warm-up. Yeah. No, Betfus is a guy who's like on the edge, who feels like he could tip over into being truly viable competitively. Obviously a great Expo player for quite a long time. Arden Toas on Chivas Esports coming off a World Finals appearance. And then Pompeo, who one of the all-time ladder greats, the Pekaloon Freeze God, and of course a very popular content creator as well. So a lot of pretty well-known guys over on Chivas Esports. The best-known guy on Omega is let's see, and he's going to be leading off in King of the Hill actually for Omega Esports. That's going to be Legolas. Legolas, who's out of the Ukraine, part of that whole crew of guys that for a long time included Igor, Lapo, Legolas, and Dreaming Fly. That was sort of a core group of guys who all used to play a lot together. So Legolas will be in this next set from Omega Esports. And we do have our lineups for King of the Hill. It's going to be Darklight, Pompeo, and Arden for Chivas, Legolas, Andre, and Droxbell for Omega. Now, keep in mind, one of the interesting things about this tournament is that the team that loses the first set gets to ban either a player or a card in the second set. They could also choose King of the Hill order, but who cares about that? So in the second set, Omega chose to ban Betfus from that set. So Betfus now not able to play, and that's why you're going to see Darklight, Pompeo, and Arden Toas, or at least one reason why. You're going to see that as the lineup here in this one. Let's see. A little love over on the Twitch side of things. El Goku saying easy for Chivas. Probably true. Raste Call saying love Rich. Let's see. I see Mitch in here says he's first, but then Frostdust replies, nope, I just don't chat very much. And then hi, what's up to Caterpillar Lips and everyone else out there. Is Wallace from the U.S.? No, Wallace is Brazilian, so not a U.S. player. But certainly a great one. And if you want to see some more of Wallace, on my YouTube channel came out a couple days ago a great BO5 in Mega Draft mode between Lucas and Wallace. That's available on the YouTube channel right now. Go check it out. Really, really fun BO5 between those two former teammates, countrymen and friends. So let's go ahead and jump into our King of the Hill. First set here. Darklight versus Lego. a.k.a. Legolas. Legolas known to also be pretty good at mortar, and clearly not going mortar this time with an Archer's Heal Spirit. Maybe this is going to be a Loon deck with the 6-man, the Heal Spirit, and the Archers. There you go, boom. Loon behind the 6-man on the left-hand side. Poison should tick off, and a good cannon high to control. And Snowball trying to make enough room for the balloon to get there. I believe it connects. No, just gets death damage. Either way, the death damage will get this pretty close. 101 HP separating these two. Or actually 99 HP separating these two, as Darklight is up 27-13 to 28-12. And it's an interesting Lumberloon, 6-loon out of Legolas. Whereas Minor Wall Breakers, Mighty Minor out of Darklight. Truer words never spoken. Hoon is better with Loon. The Hoon Loon is forever goated on this channel. And Goblins should do a little bit of damage here. Just a little slow. Getting up there are the recruits. And big shout out to No Mitch, who just subscribed for 3 months. Another Tier 1 sub. Oh, Frost Dust too. Hey, thanks guys. Thanks for the subs over on Twitch. I really do appreciate it. We'll all used to all go to burritos. Now it goes to feeding baby Slayton number 2. So here we go into double. We'll see if, as this goes on, it begins to favor. That connection's insane. And Legolas, you see, has to drop the emote there. Just cannot believe he got connected to by that, of all things. King Tower activation. That's really, I mean, we'll see if there's enough. Legolas, again, it's a balloon deck. You get through with a meaningful connection one time. The game gets changed. And those wall breakers are certainly helpful here. Heal Spirit does jump. The Rage drops. And the Loon will connect. Snowball predicting something maybe, but not anything there. Either way, Loon goes drop, drop, drop. The drip, drop, plop. Legolas suddenly way in control here. Wall breakers needing to come out defensively is always a bad sign. And now that balloon goes right past the cannon. Legolas connects, and that's it. That's it. King of the Hill, game number 1, going to Omega after a rough first set. And Frost us with the most important thing of the day. Use code RICH, feed baby. Yes, thank you very much. Use code RICH, feed baby. Two very important pieces coming together at the exact same time. Let's go take a look at the post-game stats right over here. And no data on this matchup because what are these decks? Hidarth saying, who do you favor in Gagne versus Jones? Gagne versus Jones? It's really hard for me to ever bet against Jones. I know he's up to heavyweight for the first time. I know Gagne hits like a truck. It's really hard for me to ever bet against John Jones. Love him or hate him, the guy's a winner. He's a winner. And there's no, like, you can almost say, like, he's kind of a soulless winner, too. Like, he just doesn't care about, there's such a lack of care about anything, right? Here we go. Game 2, Pompeo versus Legolas. And let's see if Pompeo, I hope he didn't go Loon. There's some zappies. He's going Lava, probably going Lava Loon. We'll see if it's Lava Minor instead. And Legolas loving recruits, this time going Piggies. Zappies working nice on defense against the Lava Hound, but this is going to be a lot for Legolas to defend. Bird left lane. Flying Machine. Oh, and those arrows were perfect. Those arrows were perfect. And Flying Machine connects for insult on top of injury. Insult on top of injury. Legolas looking like he's going to go 2-0 to start off this King of the Hill set. Put his team right back in it. We'll see. And this is a hilarious exchange over on Twitch. Guy comes in and asks, is Mo playing? Look at the top left of your screen. Is Mo playing? And one of the great mods over there, Mitch, responds, no. And the guy says, have a good day. So there you go. The power of Momo extends beyond just winning or losing. Arrows to clean. Flying Machine doing some good work, but it's going to go down. Bird still up. Skeleton King behind that. Tankage back and forth, and just like that, Pompeo gets back in this one. Doesn't have the lead because that left-hand lane down low, but look at these skeletons escaping, forcing the Golden Knight out. And just like that, Pompeo does nearly make it even. So as I was explaining it, he doesn't actually have the tie back up again. Look at what he does. Pompeo is being forced to eat a lot of damage on that left-hand side, though. But Legolas is caught in a, yeah, and he's just going to sacrifice that right tower. He knows he can't defend it. He knows he can't defend it. So Legolas now has to get the damage in on the left-hand side. Has to get the win there. Flying Machine gets in front of the recruits. That's bad news for him. Piggy's down. Arrows clean up those pigs a lot. Arrows other way don't do it. Arrows other way don't do it. Pompeo taking control late game, and Curse of the Caster is abound. Legolas falls prey to the lava miner of Pompeo. No fly zone when that guy's in the air. Unbelievable. And Fabian saying, bad from Lego, TBH. Maybe. There were some sequences with the Flying Machine where the Flying Machine just did the wrong thing at the wrong time. David saying, hi, Rich, here in Turkey and Istanbul. Good watching. Your love, bro. I speak bad English. I don't speak any Turkish, bro. You speak English. You speak some English. Enough to write a sentence. That's leaps and bounds. That's tremendous. In fact, I have to applaud you for the attempt in the first place and the significant level of comprehension. Well played. GG's. Do I think Volkanovski has found a way to beat Dagestani wrestling? Maybe. Volk's also something different, though. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind seeing that matchup again. Although, man, I haven't actually watched. I haven't watched a full pay-per-view in a couple of months, and I have my qualms with it these days. But man, if I don't want to watch Jones Gane though. Cyril. It is Gane, right? Is it Gane? Never seen if there's an accent there on the E. But man, if I don't want to watch Jones. You guys, it's so hard to explain the context of John Jones to somebody who wasn't watching when he came up. I started watching all the time around 06, 07 when I started becoming a regular viewer of the sport. And I remember I watched John Jones run from being a first-time UFC fighter. I was at the fight in Vegas when he beat Ryan Bader and earned his title shot, which also was where I was at the same fight where Anderson Silva knocked out Vitor Belfort with a front kick to the face. I was at that fight, right? So for me, my experience with the sport is a big part of that is watching John Jones emerge and then become just this buzzsaw of a human being. So he's been fun to watch, even with all of his social and personal and professional and legal missteps. But man, that guy ain't a great fighter. Game Saver saying you will see something beautiful in the next match. Well, let's see. Pompeo versus Andre. Would I be more excited for Jones versus Ngannou or Ngannou? Ngannou. Gane's not the champion. And Ganu is. In fact, even the worst thing about it, I saw a post about this the other day, that if you take the lineal mixed martial arts championship, right, beginning with Hoist Gracie, that lineal title, meaning who has beat whom over time since the first champion was ever crowned on Hoist Gracie, that championship currently lives with Francis Ngannou. And if he never fights again and never loses, that championship, the lineal championship, it'll be a thing, it'll be an era of mixed martial arts history that goes away if Ngannou never fights again. Ooh, playing it with Rage. You know, this is interesting. I've been seeing more Rage pop up lately in Loon decks in lieu of playing Lumberjack. And I think that it's because of the damage that Rage spells do now. I think if Bats were more popular, we'd see a ton more Rage. But obviously, Bats are not very popular right now. Snowman plus Bird. And trying to get back to a NATO, not going to happen for Andre. He's going to eat some serious damage, and Fireball onto the Magic Archer. And this will give it right back. Nice miner to pick up there for Pompeo. So now just 40 HP separating these two. Pompeo with the slight lead. Marky saying Rage is like a sub for Snowball since it does damage now. Yeah. I still think Snowball's better with Loon. But Rage does mean you can make Loon builds that don't involve Lumberjack. And look at that. I've never seen that before. Fireball plus Rage to take off an E-Wiz. Great miner here. Won't be enough, but will at least get death damage out of the balloon. I guess since Rage and Zap do the same damage now, there you go. It's like Fireball Zap. Just so fascinating to see that. And Andre just has done some damage, but having trouble doing anything significant as of late. Pompeo doing a good job of making him play lots of defense, and the Fireball value is insane. Snowman plus Bird. Shut down Drill. And now Pompeo, expect a Loon and then a Miner play to try to go after the... He might even go Fireball instead of Miner here. Miner to the outside instead. Fireball goes for the flying, or for the Magic Archer. Loon connects. And the sequences Pompeo can make here are really nasty. He's putting together some really, really disgusting sequences here. And even because of the Rage, look at that, boom. Look at that, boom. Because of the Rage, even when the Rage dies, it got far enough away to put that whole situation into serious trouble. And go ahead and take a look at the post-game stats here for just one moment. Again, not a lot of data here, but that Loon deck... Heck, I'm taking a picture of it. You know what I mean? I want to play that later. That's fun. I've been looking at Rage Loon decks. Have not found one that I think works yet. Maybe that's the one. Pompeo now getting 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at the replay here. And you see the Fireball comes in. Just the E was just not able to do that much against the Rage. And with the Fireball taking out the Magic Archer, Balloon gets the connection. Now watch this version as we come around here one more time. And you just see the cage pop. That's going to help out a whole lot. Miner goes to the outside. Rage gets Miner pumped up a little bit. And then with the Drill getting taken out by the Brawler, and the rage just makes the balloon escape from the E-Wiz too much. GG, well played. And a very, very nice overall composition by Pompeo. And take a look at this for a second. DC the Boss coming in with $5 for your new baby boy. This should get 5 to 10 jars of mashed peas. Thank you very much. He's still feeding from his mama, but hopefully when it's time, I'll get him some mashed peas. Yeah, maybe some pureed carrots, some sweet potato. You know, all the good stuff that a growing baby boy needs. Weighed 9 pounds, 9 ounces today at the doctor. Let's go. Nobody's ever played this matchup since the only player plays Pompeo. He can outplay more easily. Yeah, that's true. What is King of the Hill, says Adit Shah. Well, very simply put, King of the Hill from our team's edition of CRL being used here in our second set. Each team puts out 3 players. The first 2 players play. The player who loses is eliminated. And if that player keeps winning, they could eliminate the entire team. But if that player loses the next one, if this guy wins, well, this guy's out. And then if this guy wins, this guy's out. And then what about this guy wins? Oh, now we're down to a game 5 to see who becomes the overall winner. So there you go. King of the Hill. Each team puts up 3 players. Each player gets just 1 life. You win, you stay on. You lose, you're out. First team to eliminate the other team is the winner. There you go. Let's see. Wally's saying someone hacked the broadcast from Brazil. Oh, no. That's unfortunate. So many troubles with the Brazilian stream. Mr. Thuggy Ducky saying, let's get rich to 100K. Yes, please. That would be great. Let's go ahead also and jump into our next game that could be the final one. Pompeo looking for a King of the Hill sweep here potentially. So here we go. Looking like RG for Pompeo. And you gotta love having a Mother Witch in that matchup. Pompeo going to the skies 2 games in a row. Switches it up here in game number 3. And protection on the Mother Witch is nice right now. Real nice. Mortar gets 1 shot, doesn't matter. Flying Machine in. Those archers ain't going to do nothing right now, and this is trouble for Drock. Super trouble for Drock. Flying Machine. Mother Witch. Damage in. And look at that. Just the first exchange of the game results in a near game-ending sequence. And Pompeo in a very good position to get a King of the Hill sweep here today on behalf of Chivas Esports. Piggy's into the splash damage. No problem here. Plenty of damage in. Jorgen saying very good matchup, I believe. And Mother Witch, again, going to be such a problem here. Let's see if Pompeo, not enough elixir to get anything in front of this. So Drock is going to have a nice little sequence here. And great arrows. And Mami Kaya asking, is this the only match today? No, we have 1 more match after this. The stacked team of SKC appearing on our stream in our second match. So don't you worry, plenty more Clash Royale to be played. And of course, we do play all 3 sets no matter what here. Because your overall, even though the match might be won with a win here from Pompeo, you still have to get the set and game differentials for tiebreaker purposes. That's a big push on the right-hand side. Arrows do come out. Flying Machine going to work here. Pompeo in trouble. And just like that, Drock's Bell has come back and made this into a real close game. Piggy's down. Miner going to work. Cannon Cart's actually a problem here. Zappy's trying to save. 27 HP. Mortar doesn't connect. Arrows, no! Oh no, 28 HP! Pompeo, how'd you let it happen? Pompeo, how'd you let it happen? What in the world? What in the world? Are you kidding me? Let's go ahead and load up a few different replays here. Let's get to our first one. Replay number 1 here. And here we go. Replay number 1. This was earlier in the match. We're going to a game 5 here, guys. And this was just that early sequence. The Mother Witch comes in here and just shuts things down. And then you're going to see the getting in front of this one. Once this giant skeleton gets here, and then the flying machine going to come and just snipe the other flying machine. And this whole situation, from this point on, it looked like this was GG, well played, and a King of the Hill sweep for Pompeo. And I was calling it. Who wasn't calling it at this point? Who in the world wasn't calling it at this point other than maybe Drock? Now we go into our next replay, and the split pigs here. The pigs on the right with the archers don't get that much. They needed one more shot. One more shot would have put that into Arrow's range. Instead, when you look at the push on the right-hand side here, the miner goes right to the fish boy, the flying machine being tanked for, meaning the flying machine can't get hurt, and these arrows come out really late and can't get the flying machine, and the archer plus flying machine end up doing a ton. And now we're down to that 317. Things very, very close. And then, of course, we go to the final moments here of this one. And I'm going to go ahead and skip this one forward a little bit. 102 to 317. The battle right at the bridge. And the pigs come down, but no catch for the miner. And that miner, more than capable of putting this in a whole lot of trouble. Now he just did a spell here. And look at that, Drock does have a spell after not playing one for such a long time. And there you go. Let's go ahead, jump in just a second here to our 5th and final match. Let's do it. King of the Hill on the line. And Chivas, Ardentoas with a chance to secure the match victory for his team. Omega Esports, though, could put the whole match on the line if Drock can take out Arden here right now. Nice zap. Prince is interesting here. Prince plus zap is very interesting here out of Drock. Arden going pretty meta with this Mighty Miner Mortar deck. Jakub, to answer your question, I believe that level 15 is for certain coming, but it's not exactly what you think. So just hold your horses and wait until the announcement. And I think people will actually be very excited in the end. Minor wall breakers. Arrow's going to make those minions get on the right-hand side. And both guys right now just going for big, heavy hits. Arden going ahead and eating all that damage. And I don't know if he was counting the elixir properly because he went for the switch, didn't need it, would have gotten more damage without the switch. Can the Ice Spirit save these archers? Yes, they can. Archers are basically like an M60 attached to a fighter jet. It is crazy. Just replace the archer with 2 walking expos. You have the same thing almost. Wallbreaker on the left should connect, and it does. Drock with a pretty big lead here. No Mitch asking, what do you think about casuals versus pros Mega Draft videos? Might be worth doing there. Might be worth doing. Miner into the middle. Didn't get nothing. Good patience there by Arden. Arrows from Drock. There's some weird attempted predictions here out of Drock. Mega Knight goes back, and that's going to mean nice connection. I believe no wall breakers. Save that from being a devastating mortar connection. Splash damage does get in for Arden, though, and that's pretty huge. Mighty Miner going to work Zap. Zap is so key in this matchup for Drock. And that's a nice miner placement. That is a beautiful miner placement. Look what that miner's doing, tanking for both lanes at the moment. Going to get some Mega Minion damage, plus the huge Mega Knight slam on the right-hand side. That miner placement by Drock. Drock's gone for a bunch of big-time plays that haven't really worked out. That miner placement, though, got it done. Arrows, Archer's low. Zap resets. Archers get taken off the board. Arden's got nothing, and Drock comes back. Big game Drock's Beal. Put it on his name. Went for some crazy plays, didn't make them happen, but the play that mattered the most got it done. And now you see him in the lead here. Let's take a look at the replay. And this is where it started to go really bad for Arden. You see the Mega Knight still alive. Poison high, but Poison's going to the stuff that doesn't matter. And that Miner comes in. Boom. Great Miner tankage. Mega Knight still gets on the tower. That Mega Knight leap must have made Arden want to break his phone in half, because it looked like that Mega Knight wasn't going to do nothing. But instead, Mega Knight gets it done, and that was the GG well played. Here's the matchup data. Drock with, man, I've played against that MK Prince Miner Wallbreaker deck. I hate playing against it. Drock came through and just dropped hammers off the top rope. Elbows. Elbows coming in. GG, well played. And I think, what do you guys think about this idea? Casuals versus pros in Mega Draft? What do you think? I don't hate it. I don't hate it. We'll see what happens. Archers are like 2 Dart Goblins. Yep. Do I think Archers are going to emergency nerf? No, I don't, but I think they should get at least... I think they should get their buff reverted by half. I think they're too strong. Let's see. Arrows do 111 HP. I think it was just too late. Yeah. That's crazy going back to that previous game. That's actually crazy. So, no, Mitch saying I'd like to sacrifice myself as tribute for the first video. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at what set 3 is going to be. It's going to be a 1v1 draft battle. So there you go. Set 3 will be a 1v1 draft. And again, the people who are on the primary stream in Spanish, they are... Oh, let me go ahead and update the score, by the way. I realized the score was not updated here on the overlay. I'm also the graphics op. I'm the everything. I'm the everything. I am the alpha and the omega. Let's see. Buff Mega Minion and Cannon Cart, please. Done. They're both buffed. Congratulations. Here's our final set, a 1v1 BO3 draft in-game version. It's going to be Betfus versus Alex as Chivas Esports banned Legolas. So here we go. Betfus versus Alex for this one. Jakub, I already answered this question. I answered this question earlier. Go ahead and rewind in the stream. You'll be able to find the answer there early. What does jugador mean? That means player in Spanish. Let's see, and obrigado to all the Brazilians who are watching right now. I do appreciate you being here. I'm unfortunate that your stream is down, but happy to have all you guys here as part of our stream, part of our community here in English. I'm happy you want to come here when there's a problem. That makes me feel special. Let's see, taking a look at stuff. Nothing else. Is Mo playing? He is in this tournament. He's not playing today. Let's see. Rich gives the noob commentary and the pro commentary at once. I don't know what that means, but I'm with you. Let's go ahead and jump into our third and final set. In-game duels. In-game duels. Betfus splits skeletons, and Alex doesn't like something. Hog down. E-Giant for Alex, maybe? Hog EQ for Betfus. Hog EQ Monk for Betfus. Interesting. And again, I talked about this the other week, but or the other day, but the opinion from Alan, or not from Alan, the opinion from Ian, the Hog King, was that Monk being in this deck makes having your mini tank a little bit too slow. But we've seen some Monk play in these Hog decks with success. So maybe it just requires having a faster cycle. And here, this one, look at the cycle on this deck. The 3-card cycle, once the Monk is down, is just 4 elixirs. Skelly's Fire Spirit Snowball. What's Mo's team name? Mo's on SKC, who is playing in the next match, but he's not playing today. Why are face cams not shown? This is a smaller competition. Maybe they'll have face cams for later stages, but this is a smaller competition by a smaller company. Hog behind the Monk. That Monk reflection is massive. Lets the Hog get in front of the Musketeer. Snowball trying to make a little bit more room here. And while Alex did defend that as well as he could, got the King Tower activation, and does have the Elixir advantage coming out of all of that, still a very nice sequence for Betfus. And now Elixir just slightly ahead for Betfus here, or for Alex. Hog down right as the Golden Knight cycles low, and a nice prediction or predictive Earthquake there that results in a Hog hit. Unfortunate for Alex to give up the Hog hit there. And this will be nice as Alex tries to get all these things shorted out. Man, that Musketeer doing work right now for Betfus, though. And this defense is just so locked down. It's just so locked down. The Muskie does so much damage and does not care about that E-Giant. The Bomb Tower with nice pulls. Finally, a Lightning does a little something-something for Alex. And that's an interesting use of the ability, and I like that use, right? You know you're not reflecting anything, but you do keep the Monk in play. Nice force out of the NATO, and that's something Betfus wants. He does not want the NATO to be on the board, to be in hand and available when Alex is pushing. He wants to force out Lightning plays rather than allow NATO plays, but he might be in some trouble here. Fire Spirit does get the Bomber off the board. Monk going to try to knock back that Electro Giant. And nice. He would have liked to have played that Bomb Tower a little further away here just to create some more room. But you see the Monk's value against beatdown decks right there in that exchange. Golden Knight, will it dash? No, it doesn't. 1656 to 2290, 75 seconds left. And the EQ extends that lead by just a bit for the Chivas Esports player. And this is Betfus is happy right now with the way this cycle is going. Great set of Skeletons plus Fire Spirit. Brilliant catch there by Betfus to prevent that cannon from ruining him in that situation. Wants to protect the Muskie, can he? Lightning takes the Musketeer off the board and gets a little tower damage here. Hog back, NATO not available, cannon goes high. EQ will take the cannon off. Snowball making some room. Hog should hit, and it does. 956 to 1973, 25 seconds left. That Muskie in a lot of trouble here. Bomb Tower high. Monk now trying to push back. Might have wanted to go Monk the opposite direction. Doesn't really matter here. Reflection not going to do anything other than just keep the Monk on the board tanking. Smart Monk there. Another smart Monk play. Betfus doing a great job of using the Monk as a true mini tank on his side of the board, and gets a great game number 1 win in this exchange. Very, very nice from Betfus. That was fun to watch, and here we go into game number 2. Chivas now, once again, with match point. NATO out. Do we see Betfus go minor here in game number 2? Queen now much more open. for Alex with the monk out. Let's see if Alex chooses to go queen in game number 2. So it's drill for Betfus. Drill, and let's see if he's playing NATO. Like drill, Golden Knight, NATO. Maybe Magic Archer. Going with the archers here. And it is queen for Alex. With the monk out, certainly opened that up tremendously. And probably not facing lightning here, so nice situation for Alex in game number 2. Hog comes through, cannon plus EQ. Queen will do plenty of damage to that Mighty Miner. She should ability here, and there you go. Mighty Miner off. Queen should get 2 shots. No, good goblins to save. Split lane pressure now from Betfus. Goblins don't connect on the left, but the log predict on the right does some great work. Giant Skeleton does pick up. Slight elixir lead of about 2 for Alex if you count the 6 points on the board from that Giant Skeleton. And I was curious to see if he would ability away from that Giant Skelly Bomb. Instead, chooses to just eat the bomb damage. And the Ice Spirit gonna help get that queen low. But does Alex pop the ability before he gets in range? And he does. Very nice timing. Very nice timing indeed. Drill goes opposite direction. Hog should get 1. No, Log takes care of business instead. Betfus in the lead. And a reminder, match point for Betfus and Chivas here. Great Ice Spirit. Forces the Fireball out. And now Alex firmly ahead with this elixir advantage. Those archers not a real problem, so he just eats the damage, gets a queen on the board. And now a lot of trouble being faced by Betfus in game 2. The lane switch by Alex. Will it pay off? EQ comes in. Hog trying to get there. Hog won't get anything. And despite it looking like Betfus was going to be in trouble with a nice advantage for Alex, able to hold on a great fireball to get on everything. So despite being able to put a ton of elixir on the board and continuously get an elixir advantage, the archers and the defensive power of this deck just making things really difficult. The elixir advantage not mattering for Alex. Betfus able to just play shutdown defense with the cannon, log, Mighty Miner, doing a lot of work here. Then you add in just the small troops here with the Ice Spear, archers, and goblins. And keep in mind, another factor here is just how much difficulty Alex has had with stopping these drill attacks. Cycling the drill cycling the queen just isn't doing what Alex wants. Here we go, Hog in. Ice Spirit gets logged off. And Alex now trying to go for aggressive queen at the bridge. I don't know if that was the play. Betfus just has this all locked down perfectly. He has not struggled at all, even when falling behind by 5 elixir at one point. These archers are crazy. I wonder if Alex goes for there we go. I was going to say, I wonder if he goes for the cannon here earlier rather than continuing to cycle queens. And now Hog in, and now he can get back around to another Hog behind this. There we go. This is the big question. EQ to the right-hand side. Drill now playing defense. This is what Alex wanted, but again, the Hog can't get through. Can a third Hog get through? The 3-card cycle going crazy, but the cannon gets there. Just bananas. Just absolutely bananas. Archers are crazy. Archers are absolutely crazy. And Betfus, the defense there is insane. The defense is completely insane. The Archers Ice Spirit situation, and and good point there. Mitch saying not breaking through without the log. And oh, I thought you were going to go to the games, to the post game. All right. Well, either way, that's it for Chivas. That's it for Omega. Chivas comes out and gets it done. Very, very well done for Chivas. Let me go ahead now and get our next overlay ready for SKC versus Bravus. So give me a second here, folks, as I am as I said before, I am also the graphics op for this one. And you can see your MVP on the day. Of course. Great play for Betfus. Great play indeed. And let me go ahead and I'll bring you guys back here. As I'm literally, I have Photoshop open for those of you guys who are like, what is Rich doing? I have Photoshop open at the moment as I am I'm on the fly editing the overlay. Let me go ahead and get, where are those things? Let me get those off the board. Let me get that off. Let me get that off. Let me go back to our SKC logo. No, what are you doing? Where are you, SKC logo? There you are. No, what are you doing? I keep selecting the wrong thing. Well, let me just do this then. That didn't work. Let's go ahead and turn these off. Give me 1 second, everybody, as I get these all ready to go. There's a starting soon screen I could go to and just let you guys be on that while I'm trying to edit the overlay. But you know what? I just want you guys to be here with me. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. SKC versus Bravus, and Bravus has a bull logo thing. Let me go ahead and put their bull logo thing in there. And boom. And then let me update the overlay. Let me send it. Send it. Send it. Boom. And there we go. We got our overlay all updated. Should I hire a graphics op? Not worth the money right now. Who's playing for Chivas? Good question. They already played. Can I run a prediction? Yeah, Mitch, run it. Today's the time to open the peak box. No, not yet. We haven't reached the numbers, bruh. I think now I'll save it till 100K. Let's take a look at the lineups today, and we'll have them on screen in a second. But for SKC, SKCalalas, Chivas did win. Chivas won. SKC's lineup: Lucas X Gamer today, Ruben, Adriel, and Vitor. Woo! Woo! That's fire. On Team Bravus, Lost, Antonio, Agony King, and Ligon. Ligon. So SKC currently 2-0 in the group. It's going to be a tough task for Bravus to kind of get past that lineup. You're trying to beat Lucas, Ruben, Adriel, and Vitor? Bro. That's hard for a top-tier pro team to beat. You know what I mean? You could be a top-tier pro team and still be like, that's crazy for me to try to beat that. And, yeah. You're doing that here with this squad. Let's go take a look. Again, that's our current matchup. SKC versus Bravus. Lucas always finds a way to make the hair look fire. And let's see if I think this goes to the lineups here. Let's go to the lineups. No, it just goes back to these two guys. The hosts in Spanish on the primary channel. Shakib saying SK will win. Probably. Shahir saying Mohammed Light playing. Doesn't look like it. Team Lucas, go Brazil. Yes. Brazilians, are you ready? Are you ready for your man to come out and get it done? 3 a.m. but still watching. Do appreciate that. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, they're doing the pick of set number 3 right now. I thought we'd have the lineups. We'll get lineups here soon, hopefully. lot of love for Lucas. Here is the up. Nope, never mind. Let's go back here again. Run the subs count. Let's get it. Let's see what the sub count says. What's the sub count right now? Let's see. Subs right now. Let's put it up. Let's put it up. What's it say? Let's go ahead and put it up. 96,495. That's our current sub count. I'll move it over here. 96,495. Let's go. Are the players who played in the first set banned in the third set? No, not inherently. Holako, greetings from Egypt. Greetings from you for you as well. How many matchups after SK Bravus? This is the only 2 matches for the day. But of course, there are more matches every day. I think Monday through Thursday there are matches for this event. I only stream Wednesdays because of my schedule. I wanted to come and bring you guys some fun stuff, so here we are. They're trying to put together more English stuff for you guys. Is Mo Light the John Jones of Clash Royale? Interesting comparison. Let's go take a look at the lineups here. SKC, Lucas, Ruben, Adriel, and Vitor, the lineup today. So there you go. Solid lineup. They're pretty good guys right there. Pretty good team. Team Bravus, Lost, Antonio, both doing the esports pose. Agony King. Will we see his deck today? Who knows? And then Nico. So there you go. What is the name of this tournament? This is the National Series. It is a community esports event. It's not CRL. Something a little bit different. But it is a league that has a prize pool and does all that fun stuff. So there you go. So we should have our first set here in a minute. Again, it's going to be 3 versus 3 duel mode. So duel mode, but where each round of the duel is played by a different pair of people. Jorgen saying, go Agony King, most insane player ever. Yeah, well, Agony King does have one of the weirdest decks of all time. So curious to see if we do see the Agony King deck at some point. DJ Badhand says, determined to be here when you make 100K subs, so stick to that schedule of Wednesdays and weekends. We'll see what happens. Working on something that would be pretty cool, a regularly occurring event. So hopefully we'll get that together. Still in the planning and pitching phase, but where's Andrew Guy? You'll see him when CRL starts in a couple weeks here. That's going to be pretty cool. The squad going to be in the building. I'm very pumped about it. Can I block a person from the chat? Sure, I can. Who should I... Is there someone I should be blocking for some particular reason? I don't see anyone who I should be blocking specifically. And we should be getting going here pretty soon. Every pro must admit they're fighting for second place. Okay, so here we go. The lineup for our first set. Lucas, Ruben, Adriel against Lost, Antonio, and Agony King. So first matchup will be Lucas versus Lost. Then it will be Ruben versus Antonio, and then Agony, and then Adriel versus Agony. That's going to be the matchups for this first version, where again it's dual mode, but it's 3v3. So there you go. Can I block Andre? I don't even see Andre in the chat. I don't even know what you're talking about. Let's go ahead and jump into our gameplay. Let's go. Top 3 players in my opinion. Mo, and Mo? That sounds about right. Golden Knight does dash onto tower. Goblin Drill does get some good connections. And while Lucas has a nice little counter push going, that execution is going to be a big problem. So Drill Exy here for Lost. Plus Mini P.E.K.K.A. So Lucas throws that E-Giant into a real pile of trouble. That was definitely not what Lucas was hoping to do in that moment. And bad matchup for Lucas here, says B4 Stein. He asking what does Mo play for? Yep, he plays for SKC. He plays for this team that's not playing today. Remember CRL 2020 was 2v2 Koth, then 3 1v1 sets? Well, it was just one 1v1 set at the end. In regular, it was a playoffs where they would have 3 1v1 sets. This is a really interesting variation, and that's a nice lightning there. An interesting variation here by Lost on this drill deck with Xe plus Mini P.E.K.K.A. Pronounced Bastion. Bastion. Bastion? 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 Spell it phonetically there, Bass. What does Lucas do about the Xe? The NATO pulls it all in together. A nice counter NATO by Lost. But this might give Lucas might be able to get to another E-Giant in front of this, and he does. And he does. That's huge. What does Lucas do about this? Oh, and the Mini P.E.K.K.A. goes to the other E-Giant. This is trouble. This is real trouble. NATO doesn't bring all that stuff together. And Lost able to stay alive for the moment. But, whew, that was trouble. And now Lucas with a huge elixir advantage. And we are deep in the double, almost triple elixir. We deep here, folks. We're very deep. Ewiz may be the thing keeping Lost competitive in this game. Mini P.E.K.K.A. sure. Executioner NATO, of course. But don't overlook how important this Ewiz has been in this game. Has been creating good separation for Lost, making it harder to get exactly what the NATO and Lightning want to do. There's a lot on the board here. And does he protect the Ewiz? Lightning has to go high. Now Xe available. Drill pulls the pushback. And Lost hanging on. And he can't drill in front of this Xe. So he goes Golden Knight Cannon Cart. Lightning at the bridge. Drill should come behind this now. There you go. Drill comes in. Lucas can defend. And a cheeky NATO to get extra damage. Ewiz still being the MVP here. Lead right now. Going the opposite direction. Good Lightning. Can you stop the Goblin connections? NATO doesn't do it. Lucas holds on. GG, well played. Whoo, boy. That one was a nail biter. The whole way through. Let's take a look at the final moments in that one. Lucas is crazy. So look at this. Lucas ahead with 20 seconds left. Drill comes in. The Ewiz takes care of business up top, and the NATO pulls all of that back. And if it had pulled the bird back a little bit more, it might have gotten one more shot out of that Ewiz. Then a great NATO Lightning opposite direction. And Lucas's archers, and this was just, that was just good play, but also, man, those archers, those goblins could have, Goblin could have gotten on tower and changed that whole thing. Very, very well done. Let's go ahead and jump into game number 2. Here we go. Again, game number 2, it's going to be Ruben versus Antonio. So game number 1 does go to SKC. NATO out on both sides. Golden Knight out on both sides. Antonio not going, and that's smart, right? Antonio could have gone Archer Queen with the Lightning being out, but Monk still being available for Ruben, and Ruben picks Monk, which was smart, on the possibility that AQ comes out. So Antonio avoids that problem. But also a nice choice of the Inferno Dragon for Ruben to contend with that Monk. Is this Loon? Ruben really was for a while known as just he was playing Hog, Loon, and RG. It's Ram Rider. You know, for some reason, even though I know Lumberjack Ram Rider is a thing and even a primary thing, my brain sees Lumberjack and won't accept Ram Rider for some reason. I don't know why that is. Also, when I see Ruben, I just assume that it's blue. And it's Loon for Antonio instead. I don't think there's a building here. Ruben has no NATO. Fireball still takes a shot. And a very perfectly played kite on the Inferno Dragon by Antonio. A little snowball cycle for Ruben as he's going to choose to play into the weak side lane. And Lumberjack gets in, and the separation was well-timed. The separation with a minor for Antonio, but well predicted by Ruben that was going to go to the back of the Magic Archer. And this is a lot on the board right now. Lumberjack again. And that Lumberjack going to go ahead and do a lot. Get the Archers off the board. Going to get on tower for, I think, 3 shots. Maybe a 4th. Just 3. Plus the Rage does damage. That's so key. The Rage from the Lumberjack does damage. Ram Rider. Perfect connection. Ruben just pouring it on. Pouring it on. Fireball will do it. And it should be right about now. GG, well played. Ruben taking game number 2, and that's an easy 2-game set for SKC. Done and dusted. Did I pull a replay in that game at all? I don't remember. Let me go take a look. Let me go look at my replay files and see if I actually pulled a replay from that game. No, I didn't. I thought I did for a second. All right. We have no replays then. I think we're going to get the post-game stats here in a second. Nope, we're not. All right. So there you go. Let me go ahead and update our graphics to reflect our current score. And there you go. Boom. There you go. Definition of a good old-fashioned beatdown. I agree. Very typical Ruben deck. I like saying typical rather than typical. Very nicely done. Overall, when will CRL Qualifier 21 Challenge take place? No idea. I don't even know if that's a thing. Let's see. What else? Bro, your glass is super cool. I think so. Mooseflix over on Twitch says hello, and I will salute you right back. Next set's going to be 3 versus 3 King of the Hill. Some good old-fashioned Koth for you. Man, these lights are making it hot in my studio today. Hot in my studio today. Everyone who's watching right now, I see there's about 360 of you or so watching, maybe give or take. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, you see that we're at 96,502. Look at that number right there. 96,502. We're so close to 100,000. Just be a part of it. You know what I mean? Come be a part of this life. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell your enemies. Subscribe to this channel. Let's make it happen. Is this the last team today? Yeah, this is the only. It's only these 2 matches today. So there we have it. And if you haven't liked the stream yet, please do. It does help. I see we have 113 likes on the stream today on YouTube. So you give us if you give a little love, that would be phenomenal. Is YouTube like? Am I way behind the stream on YouTube? What's going on? Oh yeah. Have you subbed yet? Be a lot cooler if you did. I agree. I don't know what all the Portuguese is that's in the chat. I'm assuming it's all wonderful, nice things. That's my assumption. All right, here we go for set number 2, which is King of the Hill. Lineup for SKC, Vitor, Ruben, Adriel. And then for the other team, for Bravus, it's going to be Nico, Lost, and Agony King. There we go. Frostbite saying open it at Pink Chest on 97K. That was that stream. Who knows? And the reason, and Lucas not in, because with Bravus not losing the first set, they could ban a player. They banned Lucas. There you go. Who is Molight's coach? Jebas. Just saying good things. Wonderful. Thank you. Say hi to Alan next time you see him. And Frostbite really wants to do that Pink Chest on 97K. We'll see. Something as dope as this. Well, let me show you what the big crazy thing was a couple years ago they came out with. I don't wear these on stream very much. I have a friend who prefers these, the VRGs. Let me go ahead and let's do some VRGs for a minute here, folks. The VRGs. What do you think? What do you think? Let's leave these on for the rest of the stream, huh? Let's go with the VRGs. These are wild. Are these not crazy? These are out there. These are out there. Can you make a shot on the hoop behind you? Well, on the make a shot on this? On this thing? Oh, let's go. All right, and into our game. Once I reach 100K, try getting Rich Jr. on stream to meet us. Nah, I'm keeping him off stream. But when he's old enough to like decide if he wants to be a public figure, sure, but otherwise not playing in it. Madi with a 3-month consecutive sub on Twitch. Thank you very much, Madi. Mwah! Your support's always super appreciated. I love the OGs. And you are one of them. Here we go. Vitor versus Nico. King of the Hill. Panda for reals also helped Jebba so that Molite wins world, says Adrian. Yes, true. Oh, not a sub. Not a sub. Watched 3 consecutive streams this month. And in part sparked a watch streak. My mistake, but either way, thanks for watching so much, Madi. Oh, the lightning doesn't get the lumberjack. Was that on purpose or on accident? That's a lot of damage. Oh boy, Vitor. Vitor! No! Man. That lightning should have hit more than one thing. Instead it hit one thing. Can Vitor battle back from this horrific start? Chad Ficklesberg says, watching from Jamaica. Thanks for taking time out of your whatever. Do you live there? Are you on vacation? Pile of rocks for Vitor. Ooh, Electro Dragon. But lightning is back. That actually might have helped. Cheeky NATO. And Vitor's going to go ahead and just sacrifice the left-hand tower here in the belief that he can take the right-hand side. Golden Knight dash. Lightning gets the Electro Dragon off the board. Oh, boy. NATO in. Does NATO matter? And it does. NATO's huge. NATO's huge for Nico. And now the cage has to come out. Cage bird. Now Vitor has to keep that loon off tower. He thought he might take it there. That's a lot on the right. It's a lot on the right, forcing everything that direction. Bird doesn't get the Electro Dragon off the board. Man, the Golem getting DPS down really fast, but will pop with the Phoenix behind it. You can't stop Golem. Freeze. The freeze. Defensive freeze. This is fun. Can Nico hold on? What a NATO! What a NATO! Lightning will do it. Is there a lightning block? Or can Nico outpace it? There is no block. Vitor almost throws, holds on, gets it done. Vamos, Vitor. Ain't no way, says Mitch. Wow. Oh my GG. Wow, good game. Vamos! What a comeback. What just happened? King of the Hill, boys. King of the Hill. Vitor stays on top. Let's take a look at the matchup here. Despite nearly throwing early on, Vitor able to hold on and bounce back. And that's the thing about decks that don't really do spell damage, is that you can go way down and then just shut down the defense and hold on. Very good matchup. It was a very bad start. Yep. And there's just no way that Nico is in a spell cycle from 300 HP. So he had to break through one more time. He couldn't break through one more time. And now Vitor able to hold on and play against Lost here in our second game. Let's go ahead and do it. Which was rooting for Vitor. I mean, when you're I'm rooting for a good come-behind win. And I also know Vitor. No offense to Lost. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be cool if Lost won. No problem with it. And I always like rooting against Golem. If Lost had won that in the final, if he'd, like, come back from falling behind. Or not Lost, I mean, who was in the first game? Man, I already forgot who was in the first game. That's bad. First game was it Antonio? I am a little confused now. I'm a little confused now. Is it just me who's confused right now? Let me reload. It was Nico. It was Nico. It was Nico. Sorry. If Nico had come back and won it, would have been great. I would have been like, oh my god, Nico! But he did not. It's crazy that giant skeleton bombs don't kill barbs. I guess it's good. It also just feels like they should. You know what I mean? And Lost looking like his name out there. Just completely lost. Unfocused. In trouble. You have 3 different targets for arrows and can't make it work. Giant Skeleton going to the opposite lane, not ideal here for Vitor. And it comes back around. What in the world? What in the world? Was that, am I the only one who thinks that was a weird interaction? That the Giant Skeleton came back around the tower to the right-hand side? I can't be the only one who thought that was weird, right? Nice Hunter high for the archers. Is there a tank for the graveyard in the pocket for the King Tower? And there isn't. That Giant Skeleton was just like, no, I'm going right. I don't care what you say or how the game works. That was super weird. And look at the Firecracker just wreaking havoc. And this is what should have been happening. That's what should have been happening the whole way. 3 different targets for the arrows. Lost should have been able to get that, make that happen, and he did. So there you go. Well played, Lost. Able to get it all the way done. Let's go take a look at the post-game stats. Weird deck for Lost. And maybe this was him predicting that Vitor was going to play arrows. Right? That might have been a part of it. Because look at all the arrows targets. Very fast cycle Piggy's deck. Archers and Firecracker together is crazy. But like lots of options to defend against Graveyard and too many options for the arrows. So really great deck pick by Lost. And up next for SKC will be Ruben. So can Lost continue that winning form here against Ruben? And some people saying about the Skelly movement. Nah, it was weird AF. What is that giant Skelly movement? Just general ha faces. What is really going on right now, bro? Game 3, let's do it. Who's better, Shevchenko or Nunez? I think Nunez. Nunez. Mena Nunez, but probably. I mean, that's a hard one, but I think Nunez is better than Shevchenko. Ooh. Is that like the sound he makes when he's waking up? Because he's a tired old dude. Mirror match here. Same play order, too. It's really fun seeing Fisherman get stopped. I don't know why. It just makes me laugh. What does ban Hugador mean? The team that loses set number 1, the team that loses the previous set gets to ban something in the next set. So in this case, Bravus lost set number 1. They could have banned a card, but instead they chose to ban a player, and they ended up banning Lucas. Those goblins ain't it. Those goblins ain't it for Lost. Those goblins certainly ain't it. Fishboy does pull, and rarely seen these days, flips the RG to the other side. What if someone did fling an anchor at you attached to a rope and pulled you over? Also, what if you're able to reskin this, but like with other games? So you can do the Mortal Kombat version where that's where like Scorpion is the fisherman. Instead of Ice Wiz, you have Sub-Zero. You know what I mean? That'd be fun. Archers wanted to come out there for the bird. I might have thought about playing them low, but Ruben decides to play them high, just make sure that the egg doesn't happen. And Monk getting to the RG late, which means that you're going to give up. Oh no, got there just in time. Never mind, color me wrong. So the big difference is here, Log Fireball for Lost, Arrow's Giant Skeleton for Ruben. And for the moment, that's giving Lost the ever-so-slight advantage. And in a game where breaking through might be difficult for both players, that Log Fireball could be the deciding factor late game. RG does hit. Going to go for 2. Notice goes for 1. And that worked out really nicely for Lost as the Monk not in range of the tower for the reflection. The fish blocking happening there right at the bridge. 80 seconds left. Significant lead here for Lost, and I think that barring a major mistake, he should win this. And that was a smart fireball. A lot of you wants to, like, a lot of what your thought process is get the fireball, make sure the fireball gets on tower. Nah, get the walking howitzers of the 2 archers off the board and worry about the damage separately. Monk gets pulled in. Yeah, Ruben just can't handle this. Ruben just can't handle it. And again, the Fisherman play of Lost, making sure Monk is never in tower reflection range, can't be overlooked. It is super important. It's been a very valuable part of his defensive strategy. And there you go. This time he gets Fireball on tower. RG gets a shot. RG gets a very surprising shot. I don't think it matters, because Ruben can play an RG at the bridge and won't get on tower. Between Log and then now Monk's going to come down here, try to reflect most likely. Yep, there goes the Monk. I don't think RG connects. Arrows in. RG not quite. And Lost holds on, taking down Ruben. And now 2 up, 2 down for Lost. This match ends in a fireball reflection. Would have been hilarious. Mitch saying that the reflection on the arrows is so weird. Sometimes it reflects, sometimes it doesn't. It's because the reflection doesn't reflect all of arrows. It only reflects the arrows that hit the Monk's reflection range. It's really weird. It's a very, very strange thing. I saw that Max posted a whole thing on Twitter breaking down how it works. But it is kind of weird for sure. And Piero Barney said, who can believe it? I just watched the full AMG Cup, and I'm still watching CR after watching for like 5 hours. Hey, you know what? Who can believe it? I've been doing this since 2018. So half of 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. By the time we reach the summer, it'll be 5 years of casting CR. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Mike asking, why is Ruben not been able to recapture his 2020 form? And that's always a good question. A lot of former champions haven't been able to. Right? I mean, Nova won the first season. And then Nova, yes, Nova dominated China after that. But dominating China wasn't really that impressive after that. But they did make it into the... So, you know, it's kind of... That's been kind of interesting. And I don't think Elsiop... I don't know if Elsiop was ever as good as he was that first season. Surgical Goblin... Team Liquid... winning World Finals 2019, and then we're never, like, Surge and Canario were never as good as they were again. Igor, you could say he was as good, but, oh, you know what, I forgot to, did I forget to update the, oh no, we just haven't updated, we're not there yet, never mind. 2020, and then so, like, yeah, the champion not quite being able to stay in form. There's a long and storied history of that. Lost looking for a 1-2-3 sweep here against the best team in the league. That would be crazy. I think a lot of players... what is the yellow numbers on the top left of the cards mean? Yeah, number... Oh, yeah, on the post-game stats, yeah. Number of times played. Yeah, most players, like, first of all, most players really only have like an 18-month to 3-year shelf life in this game, where they can really be good. And Morton and Molight's consistency really separates them I mean, Molight, yes, being as good as he is for so long is crazy. Morton is the true outlier. Morton being a world-class player now for 5 years is actually insane. In any esport, including ours. But yeah, I mean, a lot of those guys, after they win World Finals, the grind for this game is so hard. They win World Finals, they take a break, and then just like, how do you find the motivation? We'll see. It's crazy to see what I'm curious to see what Mo does this year. Obviously, already off to a really hot start. Interesting the number of mirror matches we've been seeing here, or close to mirror matches. But yeah, the shelf life of an esports professional is short, especially in this game. So here we go, final 40 seconds of regulation time. So far, both players kind of just doing the same thing. Getting a little bit of damage, defending the damage. Bomb tower being key. Fireball will do some work here. And Lost opens up a small lead, 22-83 to 26-75. And yeah, they're just taking turns essentially doing the same thing offensively. I don't know how well this works. Bomb tower high for Adriel this time. And Adriel really getting caught here. Adriel not working out for him right now. The log was early. And maybe it was just what his cycle was. It was a weird early log from him. He does it again, hoping to pick up the troops. It's putting him in weird, funky spots, though. He really wants to get his cycle back into a more comfortable position. There we go. Ice Spirit, Goblins, and no log needed on defense this time. Still, it's Lost, who's 1,434 HP away from a clean sweep of SKC. Win or lose, you know he's tweeting about that one today. Triple Elixir. Lost just keeping the pressure on offensively. Log to the right means that those Goblins will get some damage. 10-24, Fireball in. Log behind the Fireball to 13-08. Drill cycle is crazy. Bomb tower not stopping the Goblin, so down to 792. This bomb tower, I think that drill spawned inside that bomb tower, it felt like. The defense is just working out better for Lost, and the offenses too. Both sides of the board working out for Lost at the moment. Adriel tries to vary position. That actually does not work out well for him. One Goblin gets on, though. Fireball in. Can this drill do it for Adriel? I don't think it can. Will he Fireball in time? Fireball does it! Oh my gosh! Fireball does it! Oh my word! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? How in the world? How in the world? What are you even talking about? Who do you think you are? I am. What a play. What a finish. What an unbelievable finish. You know we're looking at that replay. You know we're looking at that replay. Matchup 50-50. It's a mirror match, boys. Here we go. All tied up. Down by 500 HP with 30 seconds left. Lost, and you see Lost a little indecisive there. Leaks a few HP. Gets the drill on. Doesn't get much damage from it. And this, I thought that this drill play, but look at that. The Goblin gets a little bit of damage, 440 to 844. This log comes in. The Ice Spirit gets, I think that got some splash on tower. And I think the leaked HP was the leaked elixir was the real problem here. Look at this. So he's up by 300 right now and leaks about an elixir and change. Gets the drill down. This drill, the fireball puts some damage. Goblin, maybe the Goblin didn't hit. It was just the fireball. Drill, log, pop, log hits. Ice Spirit puts a little extra damage there. And then the fireball. And I'm just looking at this going, where's the fireball of Lost? So he fireballs there, just can't get back around to it maybe. He plays log on offense. Maybe log should have been defensive. Goblins come down. And you saw him try to play the fireball, but was out of time. He needed to play that fireball when he played those goblins, and he couldn't. Maybe the fireball should have come out before. It wasn't the Ice Spirit, you're saying. It was a goblin that stabbed on the inside. Yeah, I'm trying to look close. Oh, let's go ahead and jump in. Oh, man, I am so late to the next. Go looking at that finish. I was so... here we go. Game 5 between Agony King and Adriel. I was just... Lucas X Gamer, absolutely unbelievable, Rich. Let's hear Joshua AC sharing thoughts on the matchup. Lucas coming in. Lucas trolling me a little bit, but come on, I gotta sell that finish. Let's go. Well, that was fun. Hog in. One big-time shot. Why is this? Oh, why is the game so glitched? Anyone else seen? Let me see something real quick. Let me just look here for a second. Yeah, weird that my version of the game. So that's goblins. It's not 2 monks. It'd be hilarious if it were 2 monks, though. And what's that other card here? It's Valkyrie. I don't know why my version of the game is glitched out. Do I pop out and pop back in or just leave it? I think it was leave it. Can Agony King get this final clutch up for his team? I don't know. Inferno Tower nowhere. Maybe he's trying to just like, yeah, here we go. He's just trying to create a legit counter push. I don't think it's going to work, though. Hog in. Fishboy will pull in time. Nice body block from the monk. Fishboy pull, log knockback. But still, Agony King able to get all that off the board and put this back within 80. Ish. No protection for the Firecracker here as Fishboy pulls her across the board. But lead now goes to Agony King with 90 seconds left. The high Inferno gets blocked by a ton of different things. And Agony King calling GG. He knows that was not what he wanted. Can he get back to another Inferno Tower? Log for the knockback. Trying to DPS this thing. Maybe his DPS is, can he DPS his way out of it? 325. That's very, very low. He needs to hog and then predict the Fisherman to have any shot. He's not going to happen. Not going to happen. And just like that, what appeared to be a win for Bravus in set number 2 against the best team in the game, or in the league, completely flips on its head. Victory snatched away. Victory completely snatched away. And there's the matchup. Not all the cards precise. Game not over. Match not over. We still have to play out the third set to see if Bravus can win a set and help improve their tiebreaker. But SKC wins the match. So we're still going to play set number 3, which is going to be very important for Bravus. GG. Do I think any of the OGs will get on teams if CRL ever returns to that format? CRL is never going back to teams full-time, and most of the OGs have moved on. Honestly, like, people say, like, hey, I really want to see this person come back, this person come back. I've, like, you guys don't really even kind of understand. I don't think people really understand just how hard of a life being an esports pro actually is. Like, what a mental and physical drain it actually is. A lot of pros by 2020 were still playing, mostly because of the paycheck and not because they were still loving what they were doing. And I really like that. I like, one thing I like about this version of the game, about the solos, is that it lets players play if they want to play and if they feel passionate about it. And they don't play out of a feeling of like they have to, in general. So, yeah, I don't know. Teams had its benefit, had its drawbacks. Had its positives and negatives. Let's see. Looking at the chat here for a minute. Goblin got 2 hits, so that's what it was. Yeah, let's look at that crazy finish one more time, because that was crazy. And so the log was trying to take care of the first goblin, someone said. So Ice Spirit to the right. Mighty Miner play. So here we go. Drill is in. Mighty Miner. Goblins all stay on the Mighty Miner. And still the lead is heavy for Lost. This drill comes in, and one goblin sneaks through. Let's look at that. It's such a crazy moment here. Set number 3 coming here in a moment. All right, let's look at this one more time. I wish I could slow this down, but I really can't. So here we go. Let me get a little bit closer here. And man, yeah, the last goblin, you can see it changes from like 5-something to, here we go. So you see, to 3-something, and then the fireball hits. Crazy. Just crazy. Just crazy. Here we go. All right, final set. Let me go ahead and update the overlay here real quick to reflect our current reality, which is that SKC is now going to be 3-0 overall in the group. Final set is going to be a BO3 draft in-game duel mode between Lucas and Nico, as Adriel has been banned now from the other team. Let's see, looking at the chat here for a minute. Prediction up, boys. Let's go on Twitch. Oh, never mind. Mod is... Mod, get it done. Is this his replay? Yeah, last set starting here in just a second. We're about to start the last set. Looking at chat here. Goblin got hit before and after the fireball. I think just before, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't think Morton is just... I think semi-pro comps don't make sense for Morton. His content creation schedule is crazy. Here we go. Lucas versus Nico. Let's get it. Let's get it. Can I do a breakdown video of that crazy finish? Maybe. Lost uses last fireball to kill Adriel's Goblin. When you look closely, you can see level 3, 11, 3 level 11 from the drill before they just disappear. All right, here we go. This is in-game duel mode. Can I get in predictions on my own Twitch channel? I don't even know if you can. I don't think I can. Nice, easy King Tower activation against the Piggies. Lucas has been messing with some heavier decks lately. RP asking, why is there a third set if SK is up 2-0? Because we play all 3 sets in this league. Because besides like overall record, a big part of the tiebreaker is your team's set differential. So all sets are played for points, as that's an important tiebreaker. Firecracker's just nasty. Oh, you saw what Nico wanted. He wanted the Firecracker. Oh, and it does finally get the bomber as well. So Nico with the lead here, 21:02 to 18:76. And he'll handle that brawler easily. Goblins high. Firecracker might be an issue here for Lucas. Oh, but that ended up being a nice one for him. Oh, man. Oh, Nico. Oh, Nico. And that just opened up the door for Lucas tremendously. Look at the swing here. Look at the swing here. Nico doesn't protect the Firecracker when it dodges back. And Lucas goes, cool then. I'll take all the damage. Thanks. And then this Golden Knight dashes across all the things. And what really should have been a card that was a benefit for Nico ends up completely being a problem. What is going on? And that 460. And look at that. Barbs, too. Barbs, Pigs push. Nico going full send here. Look at the Bomber Golden Knight just shredding that. Damage does get in. Damage does get in. Don't be fooling. And that's Golem. There you go. He's been enjoying the heavy. Lightning and Golem. Oh, Lightning goes high? Golem pop pop. Tower down down. And Lucas takes game number 1 there. What in the world just happened? What in the world just happened? Nico's got to be frustrated there. Tower was too low. That health barbs took the Lightning. I thought he was going to play the Lightning low. He played it high. What in the world just happened? That Firecracker has got to have tilted Nico a little bit. When I'm saying what in the world just happened, I don't mean about the Barb's Lightning blocking. I mean about the overall game situation. Drill wall breakers. Interesting choice here for Nico. And we're not seeing a lot of Mortar Miner AQ. It's been mostly the Mighty Miner as of late. Yeah, and Lucas had to there. That would have been too much damage. Andre on Twitch saying, is this live? Yes, it is. This is happening right now. And Matthias saying, Lightning alone wasn't enough damage, so he wanted to take 3 barbs to get out to get going the tower. Well, that certainly worked. Delivery is his best counter for the Archer Queen. A little curious to see the delivery coming out there. And is Nico back to delivery? Decides to fireball instead. And just trying to get this mortar off the board. And doesn't. Great mortar connection. Lucas will get at least one. Big mortar connection. And now you see Nico hoping to change the conversation to the left-hand lane with that Musketeer play. But right now, Lucas just completely in control of this matchup. His cycle is clean, placement pristine. Timing on point. And Nico just in a world of hurt right now. And does that fireball make enough room for a wall breaker to connect? It does. That's big. That's really big for Nico. He does control this mortar. Gets on the Valk a little bit late here and doesn't pick up the mortar. That's crazy. That's a crazy huge mistake from Nico right there. That's a crazy huge mistake from Nico to not control that mortar. Unnecessary mortar damage right there. You had all the elixir in the world. Lucas is playing good Clash Royale. Just, man. Wallbreaker's taken by the mortar high. Miner gets on tower. Cannon tries to get the miner off. Doesn't matter. Poison log, GG. Or just poison, actually. GG. Wow. Absolute wow. And that's it, folks. Clean 3-set sweep. Despite, it's crazy that King of the Hill nearly went the way that it did. It's crazy King of the Hill nearly went the way that it did, given what the final result was. Because, honestly, that felt like it was just the result. That King of the Hill nearly swung the whole thing, right? Like, game number 3, or game 4 King of the Hill should have gone, really should have been for Bravus. And then game 5 just, and after that was a collapse, absolute collapse. And then Lucas just comes out, absolute wow. I don't know, I do not understand what happened with Nico and not picking up that mortar play. MVP today, pretty easy choice. Lucas. Lucas. Everyone loving Lucas in the chat. And they're right. This is a crazy team and a great performance and a really fun day. And a really, really fun day overall. These glasses don't work. I know these are like some of the weird, like there are some weird other gooders that they put out. These ones ain't it, but they were fun to wear for a stream. Everybody, this has been an absolute blast. There's the current results as at this coming through stage 3 so far. Of course, today it was Chivas Esports winning over Omega and SKC winning over Bravus. SKC 3-0 overall in the group, so they are in a great position. Great position overall. As I said before, this is happening, as you can see, Monday through Thursday. I am only streaming the Wednesday events. That's what I'm available for. But wanted to come here and make sure you guys get to see some fun Clash Royale. There are streams in other languages for the other 3 days of the week. They're working on getting an English streamer to cover for Monday, Tuesday, and or Thursday. So hopefully we can get someone to do that pretty soon. Either way, if you're watching on Twitch, hang out for a minute. We're going to go ahead and find someone to host and pass the love on, as we always do. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't yet, look at that number, 96,517. We're getting so close to 100K. If you haven't subbed yet, please sub. It would be a really easy and simple way for you to support the channel. Either way, I really appreciate y'all being here. This has been a whole lot of fun, and I'll see you guys. We have some more fun stuff coming your way very, very soon. Announcements, as soon as they are ready, you'll see some cool announcements on this channel. Either way, thanks, and as always, YouTube, be excellent to each other. Peace. All right, Twitch, hold the heck on. Hold the heck on, Twitch. We're about to go find someone to host.